You should listen to this video from start to finish in order so you can master HTML. Be patient because we're going to give you special, valuable lessons in HTML. This is our HTML crash course for absolute beginners. What is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's the standard language used to create and structure content on the web. It's a markup language for building website pages to display content only. It is not a programming language. It doesn't have conditional functions, and it can't communicate with databases. What you need to attend this course. First, any web browser will do. Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Opera, any browser you like. But I don't use the regular Windows Edge browser. Second, any code editor will work. I recommend Visual Studio Code, but if you want to use another editor, that's totally fine. Installing the program is easy, just like any other software on your computer. After installation, create a new file by pressing the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+N. So far, we haven't used any code. Let's start now. Look at these two signs, open bracket and close bracket. If you like playing spot the difference games, try to find the difference between open bracket and close bracket. Simply put, open bracket means the start of any HTML code tag. Close bracket means the end of that HTML code tag. H1 means a big heading that says Egypt. P means a paragraph that says, I love Egypt. This time, press Ctrl+S to save your code. Then open the page in your browser or refresh it, reload it to see the changes. Look at the HTML structure diagram. You can see the head and body of the page, each with a start tag and an end tag. But the BR tag is called self-closing because it doesn't contain any content. Its only job is to add a line break, so the next code starts on a new line. The content inside the body tag is what visitors see on the web page. The doc type HTML must be the very first line in your file. It tells the browser what type of page it is. As for the head tag code, its content includes the page's title, links to CSS files, JavaScript files, and other external libraries. Headings go from 1 to 6, with 1 being the biggest and 6 the smallest. See the size difference. Egypt, 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 Egypt. Notice they don't appear on the same line. Each heading moves the next content to a new line on the web page. Check this in your browser to see the difference. You should know there's another language called CSS. We will learn it after finishing the HTML crash course for absolute beginners. With CSS, you can also change the size and color of headings. If you want the user to open your Facebook page, for example, you'll use the href tag. It's not only for linking to an external site, it can also link between pages in the same site, like from the home page to the Contact Us page. And, of course, don't forget to include HTTPS. There's something called target. We use it after a ref to tell the browser whether it should close my site and open the new page or open the new page without closing my site. If you don't want it to close your site, the code will be aref https facebook.com target_blank face. Without target blank, it will close your site and go to the new one. The target_blank is called an attribute. It adds extra details or information to the tag, as you just saw. The comment tag is not seen by visitors. It's used by programmers to organize, remember, and make the code easier to read for others. Visitors don't see comments because they don't show up on the website. To write a comment, start with open paren, less than, exclamation mark, two hyphens, close paren, then write your comment, for example, champions in loving code, end with open paren, two hyphens, greater than. All right, everyone, let's stay positive and keep pushing forward. Remember, every step you take in learning brings you closer to your goals. Don't be afraid to ask questions or make mistakes. This is how we grow and get better. I believe in each one of you, and together we'll unlock your full potential. Let's make today a great day for learning. Let's move on to the P tag. You can write any paragraph you like. Since I'm from Egypt, here's a short paragraph about it. Egypt's pharaohs have a history that stretches back thousands of years. It's one of the oldest and greatest civilizations in the world. Around 3100 BC, King Menes united Upper and Lower Egypt, starting the era of pharaohs. They ruled through many dynasties and left a huge cultural legacy, like the pyramids, temples, art, science, and hieroglyphic writing. Pharaohs were both kings and gods, which made their rule sacred and powerful. Their civilization lasted thousands of years until the Ptolemaic and Roman periods, but their monuments still impress the world today. Feel free to write your own paragraph and please share your country's name in the comments. Peace to all nations. If you want some sample text, just type lorem and press tab. Try typing lorem 10 and see what it creates. This is called a block level element in English because anything you write after this code will automatically move to a new line. Also, each paragraph gets a default margin between them. All experienced programmers know that in the Inspect tool, under the CSS section, there's a box model diagram that shows margins, padding, and dimensions. Notice that the web developer tools in Google Chrome are very helpful. It's also very important to know the difference between inline and block elements. Simply put, an inline element does not start on a new line. Example with strong text. I'm lion. I love Egypt. Egypt, the mother of the world. Example with italic text. Where are the heroes from the other world? Notice the quotation marks. You can use either double quotes or single quotes, but users go with double quotes. We are entering the world of lists. UL tag contains a list with as many items as you like. I'll give you an example about landmarks of Egypt. UL, the pyramids of Giza, Sphinx, the Egyptian Museum, Karnak Temple, Al-Azhar Mosque, the Coptic Orthodox Church. UL. In this code, UL means unordered list, which shows bullet points. LI means list item, and each one represents a separate element in the list. Here, each list item is the name of a famous Egyptian landmark. Difference between OL and UL in HTML. OL, ordered list, displays items in a specific sequence with numbers or letters like 1, 2, 3, or A, B, C. Used when order matters, like steps in instructions or rankings. UL, unordered list, displays items without a specific order using bullet points, like listing ingredients or random facts. The Nile River, the longest river in the world, flowing through Egypt and providing fertile land along its banks. Luxor Temple, an ancient Egyptian temple located in the city of Luxor, famous for its impressive architecture and history. Abu Simbel Temples, two massive rock temples in southern Egypt built by Pharaoh Ramses II, known for their grand statues. Siwa Oasis, a beautiful desert oasis in western Egypt famous for its natural springs and unique culture. The Red Sea Resorts, tourist destinations along the Red Sea coast known for diving, snorkeling, and clear blue waters. Mount Sinai, a mountain in the Sinai Peninsula believed to be where Moses received the Ten Commandments. Abu Simbel temples, two massive rock temples in southern Egypt built by Pharaoh Ramses II, known for their grand statues. The Red Sea Resorts, tourist destinations along the Red Sea coast known for diving, snorkeling, and clear blue waters. The table tag has a start table and an end table. Now we move on to tables. Their code has a beginning and an end. Just like an HTML page has a head and a body, a table also has them. But remember, you add the letter T before them. For T-head for the table head, T-body for the table body. As you can see on the screen, this structure helps organize the table's content clearly. Inside the T-head section, we place the main headings for the table. Let's have some fun and split them between my language, Arabic, and your languages, English, Spanish, French, and German. For example, in a table showing how to say subscribe to the channel, we can write inside T-head, Al-Arabiya, English, Français, Español, Deutsch. Here, the T-body section contains the detailed data that corresponds to the column headings defined in the EV-head section. In this example,
اشترك في القناة. Subscribe to the channel. Abonnez-vous à la chaîne. Suscríbete al canal. Abonnier dich auf den Kanal.
this is where we place the actual data rows of the table. TR equals table row. This represents one horizontal row in the table. TD equals table data cell. This contains one piece of data for that row, matching the heading from the T-head. Now we move into the world of data entry, adding information into input fields. These fields let users type text, choose options, or select dates so your website can collect their information. Inside the form tag, there are two important attributes for developers. Action tells the form where to send the data, for example, to check if it matches subscription or login information. Method defines how the data will be sent and received, usually with get or post. Focus with me on the code example. Don't worry if you see repeated words, Coding Lion. I'll explain. Input, the command to create a data entry field. Type, the kind of data you want, text, email, password, or files. Placeholder, a hint or guide for the user about what to type. The name attribute is used to connect with programming languages for saving, editing, searching, and deleting data, what programmers call CURD, which stands for create or add, read or view, update or edit, delete or remove. Now you can change the type. Just delete what's between the quotation marks and press Ctrl plus space. You'll see many options appear like checkbox, color, date, and more. Pick the one that suits your needs. There are input fields we haven't seen in the example yet, such as text area for multi-line text input, select for a drop-down list of options, button to create a clickable button, and label to add a text label describing an input field. Make a visual enhancement by using both div and bracket tags to improve the display of the fields on the browser, as you can see with me. Now, check the result in the browser. Now let's move to the media section. Let's have some fun creating an imaginary image about HTML in the year 3050. Just kidding, wishing you a long life. The image code you see on the screen consists of three main words: IMG, SRC, and alt. IMG SRC, the name and location of the image on your device or on the internet. Alt, the alternative text. If you come from WordPress, you've surely seen the alt text in articles and elements or pages. The alt attribute's job is to show text if the image doesn't load. It's also important for SEO because it helps your site appear in Google and other search engines. You can control the width and height of images in HTML, though I prefer using CSS for that. But look at this code. It has width for the image's width and height for its height. Now let's see how to embed a YouTube video inside our web page using HTML code. When you click Share on a YouTube video and choose the Embed option, you'll get a code. Copy that code and paste it into your code editor, and the video will work on your page. The same applies to audio files. You can use the Share option, then embed, copy the code, and paste it into your code editor. In this way, you share your content, save space on your own web hosting, and also get a chance to earn from YouTube and other platforms. Let's go back to text, this time using the block quote tag. We'll apply it to some lorem ipsum text and see the result. The benefit of using the ABBR tag in HTML is that it defines an abbreviation or short form of a word or phrase and shows users, and in some browsers and assistive tools like screen readers, the full explanation of that abbreviation when they hover over or focus on it. In other words, the ABBR tag helps to improve text clarity for visitors, especially when there are terms or abbreviations that might be unfamiliar, enhance user experience by displaying the full meaning of the abbreviation on mouse hover, tooltip, boost accessibility for users who rely on assistive technologies. The header in HTML is an element used to group introductory or defining contents within a web page or a specific section of it. Its purpose: it usually contains main headings, logos, or important navigation elements like menus or banners. It helps organize content in a clear, structural way for users and search engine bots. It improves browsing experience by providing essential information about the page or section. Benefits of using header: it clearly marks the start of a particular part of the page. It makes it easier for developers and content creators to arrange and design the page in an organized way. It supports accessibility by defining an important part of the page as a header or introduction. Here, the header is used to define the introduction of the page or section with the main title of the World Health Organization. The CSS styles give the background a black color, the text a red color, and center the text, making the heading stand out and attract the user's attention. So the header works as an important defining interface on the page that draws attention to the main content or title. The section tag in HTML is used to divide the page into independent thematic sections or paragraphs that contain related content. Benefits of section. Organizing content. It helps break the page into clear, well-structured parts based on topic or idea, making the content easier to read and understand. Improving structure. It gives the page a logical structure that helps search engines better understand the content, enhancing SEO. Supporting accessibility. It makes navigating between parts of the page easier for people with disabilities using assistive tools like screen readers. Easing design. Each section can be styled independently with CSS, giving more control over the page's appearance. In short, section groups related content into a clear unit that aids organization, understanding, and design. The article tag in HTML is used to display self-contained content that can be read and understood independently from the rest of the page. Benefits of article. Display of independent content, such as an article, news item, blog post, review, or any content that can be published or reused outside the page's context. SEO improvement. Helps search engines recognize the main indexable content, increasing its chances of appearing in search results. Accessibility support. Makes it easier for screen readers to identify this part as a complete piece of content that can be read on its own. Reusability. The article can be copied or shared as a standalone piece on other sites or platforms. Here, the article contains an article that can stand on its own even if taken out of the page. The aside tag in HTML is used to display side content or additional information related to the main content, but not considered a primary part of it. Benefits of aside. Displaying supplementary information, such as related links, notes, advertisements, or quotes that support the main content. Enhancing user experience. Provides readers with extra information or tools without cluttering the main text. Visual page organization. Often placed in the sidebar or next to the article to display secondary content. Accessibility and SEO support. Helps search engines and assistive tools distinguish between primary and secondary content. The footer in HTML is a tag used to display the bottom section of a web page or a specific section, often containing closing information or supplementary elements. Purpose of footer: marks the end of a web page or a particular section, provides informational content such as copyright notices, ownership details, or additional links. Benefits: page organization. Offers a clear structure, letting users know they've reached the end of the page or a section. Important information can include copyright statements, contact links, or help resources. Accessibility and SEO helps search engines and assistive tools identify the closing elements of a page. Persistent links. Ideal for fixed links like terms of service, privacy policy, or social media links.